chirps up to say, boop, boop, Adat Ari is live. Yup, we are live and kicking and rocking and rolling and very much looking forward to slowing things down after a long and busy week to celebrate Shabbat together. So we are going to pass it over to Cantor Aronoff, who I believe will treat us with a Yedid Nefesh. It can be found on our Siddur, page 10, if you'd like to follow along or harmonize with her. So pretty, so pretty. Thank you. And the melody was pretty too. Let's continue now with Lecha Dodi on page 11, and it goes to page 12 as well. And if you want to say anything, always feel free, Kante.
You're ready for Lecha Dodi already. I'll do.
You know what? I saw the lamed, and I just thought Lecha Dodi as opposed to Lechu Naranana. So with Apologies to all the other psalms we would have missed. It's L'chuna Ranana, next on page 11 to 12. Got the page number right.
L'chuna Ranana l'Adonai, Nariya l'tzor ishenu, Nekadma fana b'toda, Bizmirot nariya lo, Nekadma fana b'toda, Bizmirot nariya lo, Ki el gadol Adonai, Umelech gadol al kol Elohim, Asher b'yado mechkerei haaretz, v'toavot harim lo. Asher b'yado mechkerei haaretz, v'toavot harim lo. Asher lo yaviu asahu, v'yabeshet yadav yatzaru, bo nishtachave v'nichra Arba'im shana akut bedor, va'omaram to'e levavheim, v'im lo yadu derachai, asher nishbati be'api, im yevo'un el menuchati.
Do you feel like singing a new song unto God? I know I do. It is conveniently on the next page, page 13, Shiru Ladonai.
Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shmo, Basru, Miyom Liyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim, Kevodo Bechol Ha'amim, Oy Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umul Almeyon, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Ay, Ki Kol Elohe Ha'amim Elilim, Va'adonai Shamayim Asa, Hod Ve'hadar, Lefanav Os Ve'tiferet, Be'mikdasho, Havul Adonai Mishpechot Amim, Havul Adonai Kavod Ba'os, Oyavul Adonai Kevod Shemo, Se'u Bincha, Uvo'u Lechatzrotav, Ay Laila Yishtachavu L'Adonai, Behadrat Kodesh, Chilu Mipanav, Kol Haaretz, Imru Vagoyim, Adonai Malach, Avtikon Tevel, Baal Timot, Yadin Amim, Be'mesharim, O Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel Haaretz, Vayiram Hayam, Umelovo, Yalo Sadai, V'chol asher bo, Ay, Az yiranenu, Kol hatzeyar, Lifnei Adonai ki ba, lishpot haaretz, Yishpot tevel betzedek, Beyamim be'emunato, Yanai lai lai, Ay lai 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 lai, Oy ay lai lai lai, Ay lai lai lai, Ay ay lai lai, Lai 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 lai.
We'll continue with Shiru Ladonai, just the beginning, and then we'll go into Zamru Ladonai on page 17 and 18.
Mizmor Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, כי נפלאות עשה, הושיע לו ימינו וזרוע קודשו. The third line from the top on page 18. Zameru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, b'chatzotrot v'kol shofar, hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai. Zameru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, b'chatzotrot v'kol shofar, hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai. Yiram hayam umlo'o, tevel ve'yoshveva, neharot yimcha uchav, yachad arim yiraneinu, lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek, ve'amim ve'meisharim. Yiram hayam umlo'o, tevel ve'yoshveva, neharot yimcha uchav, yachad arim yiraneinu.
And now we are ready for Lecha Dodi on page 23 to 25.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmi'anu, ela meyuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet ve'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchakim, ekor haberacha merosh mikedem, nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech עיר מלוכה קומיצאי, מתוך עמך רב לך שבט, בעמק הבכה והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, penei Shabbat nekabela. Adat Ari me'afar kumi livshi bigdei tifatecha mi'al yad ben Ishai, beit alach mikoreva el nafshi, nafshi ga'ala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'orech אדוני, עלייך נגלה לך אדוני, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לא תבושי ולא תקלתי, מה תשתוכחי ומטה מבך יחסו עניי ימי ונבנתה ירדתי לה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה והיו למשיסה שוסייך ורחקו כל בבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך כמסוס חתן על קלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה ימין ושמאל תפרוצי בי את אדוני תעריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה לך אדוני לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. Please rise בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולתוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Whew. Take that, Shabbos Queen. That's how we serenade you, good and proper. I love that tune. Thank you. That was very, very uplifting. Big Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And we have officially greeted the Shabbat Queen. There'll be more opportunities to say Shabbat Shalom and to mark the observance from Chol to Kadesh, Kadosh, to holiness. The first one really is by singing the psalm for Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Tov Lahodot Ladonai, on the next page, which I believe is on page 27 to 28.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר יום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור, כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנה. היי לי 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 מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. צדיק התמר יפרח, כארץ בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה, ישנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולתה בו. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos to everyone. So as you know, we celebrate Shabbat together at this time, but we also have another celebration. It is Zachary Gitelson's Bar Mitzvah weekend. So we have invited him and his wonderful family and Maya, his mother, to share the candle blessing with us, just so that you can mark the beginning of Shabbat as a time where you add light and happiness and joy into this weekend. We'll be hearing from Zachary and sharing in his celebration for a special mincha bar mitzvah. So tomorrow at 5:30, I believe you can tune in on Facebook and YouTube and watch Zachary do his stuff and really just throw virtual candy at him. He's worked really hard, but for now, we just want to turn it over to the Gitelsons as you offer the Shabbat bracha. If people want to follow along at home with you, feel free to do so. You can rise if you want. You can even cover your eyes and then kiss everyone in the room a good Shabbos. So Gitelsons, please feel free to unmute yourselves. Over to you. It's so lovely to see your faces.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiyashanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu l'ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Huge amen. Thank you so much for really officially saying it is Shabbat. We have reached it, finally, the weekend of Zachary's bar mitzvah. So, thank you for leading us in that. And if you want, you can turn your camera back off now, as I'm going to just say little something, and then we will progress to our Ma'ariv service. So, let us see where we are at. So it took me an entire year to discover a perfect incident in the Talmud that is like a pandemic teaching, completely appropriate to our situation. But there you go. Took me a year. I would have loved to have read this last year this time. It is from Masechet Brachot, Daf 7b and 8a. And here it goes. Just listen to how perfect this is, and maybe you've already heard it because you are far smarter than I. Rabbi Yitzchak says to Rabbi Nachman, they are friends, "Why aren't you coming to shul to daven?" And Rabbi Nachman explains, "It's hard. I can't because I'm unwell. I can't make it." Rabbi Yitzchak replies, "Do me a favor. If you can't come to shul, speak to the Chazan, your Shaliach Tzibor, the prayer leader, and let him tell you exactly what time the community is going to daven." Rabbi Nachman replies to Rabbi Yitzchak, "What are you talking about?" And we should imagine he's like coughing as well, because he's not very well. "What are you talking about?" Scratch, scratch, however he's ill, it's manifesting. "Why should it make a difference what time I daven at home?" Rabbi Yitzchak asked him, "What did David HaMelech, King David, mean when he said in Psalm 19, Va'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon? Let my prayer to you, God, be at a time of favor," said Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, was the person who gave that quote. What exactly is a time of favor? Well, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who both of these rabbis have been studying, used to drush on this verse, B'sha'a she'hatzibor mitpalelim, the time when the community are davening, i.e., when you pray, it is a favorable time when your community are praying. Therefore, even if you're at home, and not able to be with your community, and Rabbi Nachman's not able to get to shul, you should please try to daven at the same time as your kahal, because there is this concept of community in time, as well as a community in physical place. Now, wouldn't that have been perfect to have taught a year ago? This is actually emphasized in this week's Parsha via Kel Pekudei. And the people assembled, they gather together to build the Mishkan, the centralized place of worship, where they will all communally be involved and get together and celebrate and sacrifice. But before we read in the Torah exactly how the tabernacle is to be made, Moses feels the need to teach about Shabbat. So this is our opening few lines in the Torah portion. Moses, though, what are you doing? You're a broken record. Surely the people know about Shabbat by this point. We've had it literally 3 times. I double checked. He talks about it at Marah when you have the incident of the manna. It first came and Moses explains, collect double portion on Friday because of Shabbat. You're not going to be gathering. So they already had this concept of Shabbat and they were already observing it. Second time, which Shabbat was mentioned, Mount Sinai, the 4th of the 10 Commandments. That was like 15 chapters ago in Shemot. And then again, last week's Parsha, Kitisa, contains the commandment of Shabbat yet again. So why is Moses talking about Shabbat right before he talks about the tabernacle? Well, the Israelites clearly are meant to hear and derive a different message this time, aside from the principles of guarding, keeping Shabbat, and collecting manna. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Zichron Livracha, pointed out last year that he imagines that God was saying through Moses, I'm going to give the Jewish people not 1, but 2 sanctuaries. The first is the Mishkan, a sanctuary in space. The second is Shabbat, a sanctuary in time, because we need both. Because God, who can see into the future, understood that the day would come when Jews would suffer exile and dispersion. They'd be scattered to the winds, to the ends of the earth. They wouldn't be able to come together. Persecution or plague does that to someone. So God is still saying, though, no matter how dispersed you are, no matter how unable you are to gather, you will still have the other sanctuary. It will be your sanctuary that exists not in space, but in time, and that is Shabbat. So, wow, thank you, Rabbi Sachs, for really putting the pieces together. And I just want us to reflect on the fact that we are doing that. Everyone who is literally tuning in right now and hearing Cantor Aronoff pray, our Shaliach Tzibor, or maybe I need to say that in the feminine, and hearing me dribble on right now, is achieving the sanctuary in time. Just because we're literally on the same moment. We're celebrating Shabbat together. Even if you're in a different time zone, ironically, or if you're in a different state, we have been tuning in and keeping this going for an entire year. And hopefully we'll do other things together, yet apart. We might have challah, and we're going to have kiddush in just 10, 15, 20 minutes, and eat something yummy. And we've been doing this as a community. We've been mourning and being joyful at times that it is deserving of that. So I just want us to congratulate ourselves that we have resurrected and maintained and expanded that sanctuary in time, that Shabbat, and also all forms of Jewish celebrations. And especially those of you who didn't even have Zoom or Facebook or even internet access a year ago. Think of the things you've done to help dwell in this sacred time as others. So I know that from now on, I'm going to think of Zoom and Facebook not just as annoying tools with sketchy access and constant updates that threaten my sanity, but as transcendent walls that hold up my sanctuary that allows me to dwell in sacred time with you. Shabbat Shalom. And so, to continue our dwelling together in time, but not necessarily in space, we have our call to worship, the Baruch Hu. We have Ma'ariv. So hopefully with that kavanah in mind, with our mental sanctuary, we will have the call to prayer. Count it, Aaron, if I can echo you with the Baruch Hu. We rise if we can, and we'll all face east, because that's also something we're doing together. There you go.
Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Leolam Va'ed. Lai 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 lai
We can all take a seat together at the same time, and we continue at the bottom of that page, and then we're going to be on page 40 for Ahavat Olam.
Avir yom umevi laila, avdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chaleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, hama'ari v'aravi.
Amen.
Ahavat olam beit Israel, amecha amecha ahavta. Ahavat olam beit Israel, amecha amecha ahavta. Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim. Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim. Otanu limadeta. Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim. Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim. Otanu limadeta. Al ken, al ken, al ken, Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochbeinu uvkumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha li'olam va'ed, ki em chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uva'em nege yom ha'malayla, ki em chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uva'em nege yom ha'malayla, ki em chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uva'em nege yom ha'malayla, ki em chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uva'em nege yom ha'malayla. V'avatcha tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, והיה שלום.
We'll continue reciting the second and third paragraphs to ourselves. Right, Torah. That's Torah.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת ואמונה כזו וקיים עלינו, כי אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו.
We are shortly to be singing our Micha Mocha on page 44 to a very Shabbosy tune. I have insider information. I know what Kante Aronoff's thinking of.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם לי 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 כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך רע ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה כי פדרנה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. We continue with Hashkivenu on the next page 45.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom l'shalom Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom l'shalom Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom l'shalom Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Asa Adonai. You'll spread your wings upon us all. Grant us peace and keep us safe. L'shalom, l'shalom, l'shalom. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, l'shalom, l'shalom, l'shalom. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom.
Thank you to Matt Check for writing that version, that melody. It's beautiful. And thank you, Cantor Aronoff, for singing it delightfully. Let us now go to V'Shamru on the next page, page 46.
V'Shamru Israel et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'Shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Shabbos la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. U'vayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Bayom hashvi'i v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'b'chayei dechol Yisrael ba'gala ba'gala u'bizman kariv ve'imeru.
Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach li'olam ul'olmei hamaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh ve'yitadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha
Richu.
ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alema ve'imeru.
Amen. All right, that takes us to our Friday night Amidah. You know what to do here. It's page 47 to 52, language that speaks to you, or feel free to either pray from the book or utter prayers from your heart. Stand if you can for this. sit down if you can when you're done, and we'll be together again for Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Yitkara v'yitkara shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachonu v'mechonu v'chay l'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'meru.
Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach li'olam u'lo me'almaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitruman v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalel shmei dekudesha.
Urihu.
Elam min kol berachata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'yama v'yimeru.
Amen.
Kabel tzloton u'valton d'chol Yisrael kodam avuhadi v'shmaya v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehi shlam rama min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'yimeru.
Amen. It is Kiddush time, so would Jack please pass around the virtual Kiddush cups and we can all have our sanctuary of time, or even our wine of time at the same time, quite literally. So we're on page 55. It is the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen and l'chaim. And really, this is a sanctuary of wine, not a sanctuary of time. So thank you, or of grape juice, just as reasonable. If we were standing, and we can stand, we stay there for Aleinu on the next page, page 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol amonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו וגובה מרומים Hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatu b'torato v'yadat hayom be'ashivota elevavecha ki Adonai Elohim b'shamayim mima'al v'al haaretz mitachat ein od. Okay, nekavel lecha Adonai Elohim Rabbeinu Rabbeinu Rabbeinu. כי המלכות שלך היא ולעולמים תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad.
On the next page, we have our Mourner's Kaddish, our Kaddish Yatom, which is what I know a lot of you ensure to be there so that you can support others and make sure there's a minyan, and you might be here yourself because you are in need of saying this prayer. However far along your journey you are, it is wonderful that you are with us and that you're able to say this prayer at this time, and we will amen you. And we want to offer condolences to the family and friends of Carla Goldman. She was the mother of Randy Berger. Their private funeral is on Monday, and you can join Shiva Minyan via Zoom on Tuesday. So while she's not yet an official mourner, we know that the pain of the loss of someone is immediate. So we just want to acknowledge that. I posted on Facebook the list of the yacht sites for the entire upcoming week. So hopefully the name or the names of anyone you're expecting to be there is there. And also feel free to share in the Facebook comments the name or names of any individual you are saying this powerful prayer for. Because Mel Aronoff is in mourning, he's still within his shloshim. It is a great honor to get to say that he can lead us in this prayer. So page 58, and Cantor Aronoff can amen his mourners Kaddish. So Shabbat Shalom, Mel. Big virtual hug to you and all the mourners.
Yikadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divra chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kariv, v'imru Amen.
Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach liolam uleomeo maya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar, v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha b'rechu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiram bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Have to say, Mel, the facial hair happens to suit you a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, give it a stroke from all of us here at Adat Ari, and again, virtual hugs to everyone. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Cantor Aronoff, for leading us in a beautiful Kabbalat Shabbat. And we want to just again say a big mazel tov to the Gitelsons on the occasion of Zachary Gitelson's bar mitzvah. He will be doing his thing this mincha Shabbat afternoon at 5:30 p.m. And there will be not only mincha, but ma'ariv and havdalah as well. So you can get to watch that and say so many prayers and continue to build that sanctuary in time with us. So mazel tov to the Gitelsons. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Please join us.
So yeah, just a couple of announcements to make. And what I'm going to do is screen share. Haha. Again, it's one of those things that it took me a year to realize, oh, I could just do this for visual aids. But there you go, live and learn. Our not our Facebook, our website is updated all the time. And we are so happy about the way it looks right now, even more so than before. It's just easier than ever to go to Meals by Andreas and order them for Shabbat or for Pesach, or a life cycle reporting. If you want to tell us anything, you can click on the life cycle and there's a form that you can fill out, and then all of us at Adat Ari, the professional staff, will know about your life cycle and we can act accordingly. And we also want to tell you something that our development committee have very excitingly launched, which is this community Shabbat Shalom. It's where we put our celebrations out to one another. So for example, if you have a birthday or an anniversary, you want to just share it with the entire community, and you can sponsor a community Shabbat Shalom. And that will just look like that when it is Shabbat, we, the clergy, will be sharing your simcha. We'll give you a big shout out. You can either send us a picture and we can screen share it of you or your baby or, you know, your adopted dog or whatever it is that you're celebrating, and we'll show everyone and we'll just send you that love and that support. And again, all you need to do is fill out the community Shabbat Shalom. We will be paying attention to those forms. And if you have any questions, you can ask Jess Bieber, who is our membership coordinator, or just me or Kat Aronoff, and it's all good. But you can fill out a form and you just say what your information is. So it's a lovely opportunity to stay in communion with one another. Pesach is also coming. You can click the banner on the website to see all the Pesach thingies that are going on. If you want to sell your chometz to us, we sell it to Patrick Miller, who looks after it for us. There's a form, and all you need to do, click on it, fill it out. It's all virtual this year. Again, if you want to order a first night Seder meal from Andreas, you are welcome to. And you can also say order just a Seder kit, like the Seder plate, just to help make sure that you get all your things. And then Yeah, again, if you have questions about what's kosher or what isn't, you can visit the Rabbinical Assembly information packet. There are several other opportunities to actually virtually gather to do Pesach Thoughts. So we've got a lovely program this coming week, March 17th, Wednesday, 8 p.m. It's really for women of Adat, but we won't throw you out if you just happen to be there as well and you're not a woman. It's women and lovers of women of Adat. Dayenu, we still have enough to be thankful for. We're going to have a lot of lovely singing from Cantor Aronoff, some moments to really engage and reflect, and again, celebrate Passover. So it's free, and you can bring your own wine or grape juice to that, and you're welcome to drink 4 cups. And we also have, speaking of 4 cups, our actual first night of Seder, where we will be together. Anyone who is in need of having us go through the Haggadah up to the meal, there'll be participation is very encouraged. So if you feel like you want to read a paragraph or share what your family does for a certain prayer, song, or teaching moment, we'd love to have that happen. So it'll be fun. And then we'll put anyone who wishes to into breakout rooms for the meal. Just if you want to chit chat to other people, but it won't be like an official part of the program because people eat in their own pace and style and way. And also we acknowledge that some people have other people in the room, and we want to make sure that you can engage with those people so it's not all so frontal and on Zoom. So we will take you up to the meal, and it starts at 7:30 on that Saturday night. Whew. There's also, if you want to ensure that you are on the ball and have brought as many new symbols and customs that will enrich your Seder, if you're throwing your own, check out our wonderful Pesach guru, Peter Levitan, whose second session is Monday, March 22nd at 7:30 p.m. And you just need to sign up. You don't need to sign up. You just need to click and it will happen. So I'm going to stop the sharing. I know that was a lot of information, but visit the website for a review or anything else that you'd like to be involved in. Cantor Aronoff, I know I just said a lot there, but is there anything I missed that's vital, or we'll wait till tomorrow?
It would help if I. Gary Spivak reminded us in the Facebook chat that tomorrow night we turn our clocks ahead. So everybody remember to turn your clocks ahead so you're on time for whatever you need to do on Sunday and subsequent days. So thank you, Gary.
Yes. And in fact, Sunday morning is Rosh Chodesh, so we'll have an extra tuneful Halleli type Sunday morning together. So.
And there was a question Jerome had about what about Bior Chametz. So just a quick word. Normally, if Pesach was starting, let's say on a Wednesday night, you would do Bitikat Chametz, which is the search for Chametz in your house on the night before, right? And then the morning that Pesach starts, you would burn it, but not when Pesach starts on a Saturday night. So this year, Bitikat Chametz is on Thursday night, and you burn the chametz on Friday, but there's an extra one of the brachot you wait to make, I believe, till it's Shabbat. So obviously you're not burning anything on Shabbat. You're just waiting with one of the brachot for.
Yes, that's right. And what I'm going to do, because I will be leading Ma'ariv that evening, is after Ma'ariv at say 7:15, 7:18, I will actually invite you all to walk around with me in my house and help me search for chametz. We'll do it together and it'll be lovely. And obviously you can just shout out, "It's over there! Behind you! It's behind you!" And then we'll figure that out. So it'll be fun. And there you go. So Shabbat Shalom. Tune in if you can tomorrow, 9:30. We have some lovely things happening. And yeah, thank you for your lovely, precious selves. Yigdal will close us off.
And I'm going to use the same tune that I used at the beginning for Yedid Nefesh. Happens to work for Yigdal. So I'll remind you of the tune. It goes like this. באחדותו אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף לא נערוך אליו קדושתו לי 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 קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר יורה גדולתו ומלכותו שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו לי 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 לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביא את אמונתו תורת ונתן לימואל על יד נביאו למען ביתו לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו לעולם לזולתו יאי לי 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 צופה ויודע סתרנו מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו נותן לרשע רע כרישתו ישלח לקיץ ימין לשכנו לפדות לחקק את ישועתו יאי לי 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 מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו ברוך הדייר שם תהילתו מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו ברוך הדייר שם תהילתו לילה איי ניי ניי איי לילה ניי 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 לילה איי לילה איי לילה לילה איי Shabbat Shalom.
Ending the services with that gorgeous melody. Mwah! We'll see you in the virtual sanctuary soon enough.